What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the ATL 3-Star Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Leo G. And out there to the east in the city, man, is my boy Derek Cole, man. What is going on this evening, sir?
What's going on, Leo G? It is today. That means 2 days in the week, and I'm already feeling like it's Friday. Yes,
That boy on one, man. So yeah, as we record this, man, it's Tuesday night, man. Obviously, we will drop this. You all good people will see this tomorrow on Wednesday. But yeah, man, Derek already on one, man. We're just trying to make it through the week. Let's go ahead and do what we do. Obviously, we're missing one of the crew members. Hopefully they'll show up here in a minute. You just never know with the ATL 3-Star show, man. Somebody just might pop their head in all of a sudden, and then we just keep it running from there, man. But before we get into it, man, Derek, you know what we got to do, man. We just got to, we got to shout out our boy, man, as always. So we're going to shout out our boy Phil, man, over there at Eastlands Woodworking, man. Shout him out, man. QR codes on the screen for those of you all that's watching on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, wherever you check this thing out at, man. So check out our boy Phil over there at Eastlands Woodworking, man. Y'all know we got to give a shout out to Phil, man. Definitely got to put some more orders in to get some stuff up. Graduation season coming up, all that stuff, man. Put your orders in. Easter, man. Y'all got some Easter ideas y'all want to do, man. Shout him out and hit him up, man. And let's get to it, man. All right, listen, Derek, man, we're going to get into it, man. We're going to talk a little Atlanta sports. A lot of stuff is going on, so we're going to try to jam-pack it into this whole 45 minutes to an hour. However we do this thing tonight, we'll talk about several things that are upon us. One of the things this past weekend, man, got to shout out Footy Mob, man, was down at Mercedes-Benz, home opener for Atlanta United. Didn't go very well, man. Didn't go very well, Derek. Went to the tailgate, like I said, shout out Footy Mob and everybody that I saw at the tailgate. That was always fun, but the game, not so much, Derek. I don't know if you got a chance to take a look at it or see the highlights, man, but this team is not looking good at all, right, early on.
Actually, I did not, because it was one of those weekends where your boy was preoccupied with some other stuff. And you know what? This is crazy. I forgot what I did this past weekend. That's how crazy it be. I be doing so much, I be forgetting what I done did the weekend before. But I can tell you this. It was a good weekend of watching some basketball, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't get a chance to watch the Atlanta United game, match, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna do what they are doing. I'm gonna try to watch it Saturday morning when they do the replay to see how that figures in after they done played a whole week before, and then they're gonna replay it the next week. So FAO, I'm gonna try it out, my brother. I know you don't like it, but I'm gonna do it.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to our brother FAO over there at Footy Mob, man. Yeah. Atlanta United fall to Real Salt Lake. I don't know why they call them Real Salt Lake, man. Translation, Real is like royal, and that came from like Real Madrid over in Spain. Really weird to me. Anyway, I digress. 3-2. Atlanta United takes L. Hey, they scored 2 goals. I mean, obviously the first 2 games they didn't score nothing, but they scored 2 goals. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time all season they scored. I think Marinchuk scored both. What's up?
So you're saying that there's some improvement there? There's some improvement. I guess that's where we at right now, where we get to say that there's some improvement. They scored 2. They didn't get, blank sheeted. So that means that there's some continuity, maybe, that they may improve as the season goes along.
Man, listen, considering the fact that I think Real Salt Lake was missing like half of their starting lineup, and they still came out there and pretty much did what they wanted to do. I don't know. Take that for what it's worth, man. If you want to say that there was some improvement because we scored some goals, obviously, yeah, but you got to be able to stop them just as good as you can score them. So that's been a problem this season, a common thread. I think you all saw the first 2 games or the highlights from the first 2 games. We were having trouble stopping people, whether it was set pieces or just defending as a whole. I mean, midfield still looks like a mess, and my thing is center backs and the back line just looks just ugly. They scored a goal. We scored a goal, and we were right back in this thing, man. I think it was like 2-1, and then all of a sudden, I only think it was 30 seconds later, they come down and score another one. Didn't get set back up, still celebrating, I think, the goal, and end up getting and getting one right back on us. So there was never any real pressure. They kind of controlled the game. We tried to make a comeback there in the second half, but it is what it is. So now we're at that point where we got to sit tight and hope that we can go on some type of streak, because you know how it is in the MLS, man. You can't keep burying yourself, man. Soccer is not one of them things where you can gain ground easily. You know what I'm saying?
I heard the grass looked nice, the natural grass.
Grass actually did look good. It smelled good too, man. We were down there in the supporter section.
You know how
Same way.
Oh, that grass. You know how we like that smell.
That smell of that grass, man. Yes, sir, man. It smelled good, man. They was down there. It looked really good, man. Like we talked about on the last podcast, getting ready for the World Cup, obviously, man. So they're making that thing happen, man. But yeah, got a lot of stuff going on over there in Atlanta United land. They got to fix, man. Obviously, Derek Cole, man, Tifo issues. First game of the season, man. Tried to do the Tifo, man. Tifo, if it was any indication of what was going to happen, like the Tifo just, I don't know if you heard, but that thing just, we was like, what happened? He just fell. We don't even know what he say or nothing. So I was like, man,
somebody said the fabric was too heavy. I saw somebody said, I ain't hear him say it, but I can just hear him in my head saying it. Somebody was playing shoulder lean during the Tifo. Just lean to the left.
Leaned over.
It just didn't want to work out.
Oh,
and that was indicative of the play for the rest of the day. But I'm a digress.
Man, look, they're going to get it together as they usually do, man. Shout out to all our supporters, man, that come together to do that thing, man. And they'll get it together, hopefully, moving forward in the season, man. I'll be back down there this weekend. Derek O again. I think we take on Philly. It's an early kick this weekend at 3:30. So I'll be back down there, Mercedes-Benz again, to see what happens. I don't know. A draw at this point would be nice. I don't even know where to start to try to figure this thing out. I know there's been some talks, like we said on the last podcast, where, Tata has to get some of his guys in from South America and kind of get them into the lineup. Obviously, that's what he's familiar with, those players and what they can do. He's still, with the rollover from the previous regime. So might take a little patience to get this thing built up, man, but we'll see. Obviously, we know the fan base doesn't have any patience, but that's a whole nother story.
I mean, we've been less than mid the last 3 seasons, so I guess when your patience run out, they just run out. But hey, hopefully it'll be a situation where they just need some continuity. Hopefully Tata can get the ship righted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm probably one of the most in between optimism and pessimism in sports, considering Atlanta. So I'm gonna still toe that line a little bit, like I was telling Reggie. Shout out to Reggie. That I'm gonna be optimistic until it absolutely implodes. So shout out to hoping that Tata and the other team members gonna get this situated quickly.
Yeah, man, I'm always cautiously optimistic when it comes to Atlanta sports. You got to be right. I mean, that's just the nature of it. And hopefully we're far enough away from the button before this thing collapses and implodes on us. So we'll just have to see how this thing goes, man, and we'll get it together, man. So listen, we're gonna kind of keep it moving. Oh yeah, like I said, shout out to her girl A-Roll, tailgate, man. Big things over there, DJing. Shout out to my boy Steph and Derrico, man. Kind of moving and shaking over there, man. We'll talk off air a little bit about it. You know what I'm saying? Tailgate's gonna look a little different because apparently FIFA's gonna take over a lot or a large portion of it. So it's going to be an adjusted tailgate, obviously moving forward here over the next couple of games. So we'll talk about it and hopefully you'll be able to get out and check one out before we take that break for the World Cup here. And I think we're now less than 100 days away. So that's what's up on that.
I'm hoping that I will make a match before the World Cup because I'll be out of town this week. But I am looking forward to going out there and seeing what's new with Footy Mob, seeing what's up with our new leadership, and seeing what's going down, you know what I'm saying, with the condensed tailgate. But I heard from a lot of people I watched it on Facebook saying, this tailgate was fire. So shout out to, Footy Mob for bringing that heat on a manic Saturday last week. So I hope y'all didn't get wet.
Nah, he didn't get wet, man. It was absolute. It was fun, man. So yeah, we'll be back in the building, like I said, coming up this Saturday against Philly. I think that's who we playing. And look, we have a new. Is this a guest? Is this one of our co-hosts? Who is it, man? It looks like our man Banks has finally arrived on the podcast. What's going on, Banks?
What's going on, fellas? My apologies for being tardy. What's up out there, Facebook and internet land? Your boy Banks in the building.
Banks in the building finally makes his dramatic entrance into the ATL Three Style Podcast, man. So listen, Banks, we just talk a little bit about Atlanta United, about to move on in, talk about these Atlanta Hawks, man. Because look, the Hawks have been the talk of the town here lately for a couple of different reasons, and we're gonna get right into it, man. First of all, let's talk some on the court stuff with the Atlanta Hawks, man. Obviously, riding I think at this point it's not a 6-game win streak, man. They are rolling, man. They look pretty good as we record this episode. They have a game tonight against the Dallas Mavericks. But man, this is surprising considering the fact that, we went through a lot of changes with this team this year. Obviously, our franchise player and Trae Young is no longer with us. He's moved on to the Washington Wizards. We've traded off some more people. Kristaps Porzingis, who really just, he was a seat warmer, a seat filler, as you will, because he really didn't play that many games here. And we end up getting just a phenomenal player that I want to thank Golden. I can't thank Golden State enough for giving us, sending us this guy in Jonathan Kuminga. What a damn player, man. This guy has been out of his mind, fellas. I mean, it's been refreshing to watch him play, man. In his debut, I want to say he had like 27, 28 points, 8, 9 rebounds, and that was in like the first 22 minutes, man. Banks, I'm going to give it over to you, man. Jonathan Kuminga, don't know if you watched him a lot over there at Golden State, man, but he has been literally showing his behind here with the Hawks.
Absolutely. Leo, I've been going through a lot of different, you guys, I know I do a lot of eavesdropping on fans' Facebooks and message boards and fan pages just to get a feel of what they feel about a certain player. When we got Mr. Kaminga, I went straight to Golden State to see what the temperature in the room was for him. And there was a lot of, didn't play enough. We wish him well. Kind of like making it seem like he was a head case, and he was a project, to be had, and didn't know what really was going to get with this guy. This guy come to Atlanta and set one foot on our court and start showing out. I don't know what was going on over there in San Francisco. I think they have this core where they keep their core together. If it's not, you know, well, I can't even say the big three anymore. It's the big two over there. Um, then it's whatever from there. Curry and Draymond and everything. But Kuminga came in and all he did was just I just want to play. And that's that kind of attitude I got from him. A very nice pickup, Atlanta. I see what you did. I like what you're doing. Going forward, going to next season, you get this nice draft pick. Hopefully, we get from the Pelicans, and let's see what we can do with this. I'm liking this nucleus we got right now, man. Building around Jalen Johnson. You got you got Nick. I think I call him but I think that's what they call him. Nick Alexander Walker. This Corey Kispert guy. He's doing pretty good out there, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing out there. Just like I said, just keep building, and let's see where we can go from here.
That man looks very promising. Obviously, we always talk about the Hawks staying in the mediocrity of the East. But, man, let's see if they can actually play their way into a real slot and not a play-in game, man. Like I said, 6-game streak right now. Got Dallas coming up tonight. I'll be tuning in to see it, man. I can't get enough of watching this kid, Jonathan Kuminga, man. His athleticism, and paired with, like you said, some of the most athletic guys we have in the league right now with Dyson Daniels and Jalen. And you look at guys who's coming off the bench like Mo Gay and, like you said, Kispert. Also, the older gentleman that came from Washington that'll lose me right now. He's been doing a little something too, man.
Was it Gabe Vincent?
No, not Vincent Gay from LA. We acquired Corey Kispert and the other gentleman from Washington.
CJ McCollum. Yeah.
CJ McCullough, yeah, in the trade. I don't know why his name just escaped me for now, but I guess maybe I'm so enamored with Jonathan Kaminga that his name
Well,
escaped me. Over
I,
the
I want to also give a shout out to Okongwu, who's playing much better. I've seen him play since this transition after we traded away Trey. Okongwu's really trying to find his spot on his team, man, and flourish in it. I caught a game, the last game they played, and I was like, they playing different. They playing like they have no stress on them anymore. Not saying Trey had stress on them, but just feel like something was just released out of them, and they can play free. Now, I'm not a big fan still of Snyder, Coach Snyder, but that's neither here or there. But I feel like they can do something with this group right here. I feel like something's is about to shake, and it's gonna probably be for the best.
Derrico, man, what say you about this, man? I know you got a lot to say over there about this new look Atlanta Hawks squad, brother.
Hey, I was gonna say, I mean, Banks was just saying it, but he ain't go all the way in on it. I mean, when you start actually investing in the team and bringing in players that can actually play, you know what I'm saying? That's what usually happens to your team. They actually start to perform. You know what I'm saying? When you bringing in cats that don't want to be here, a la that dude that they traded to you said San Francisco, but we know why you say San Francisco because Golden State is in San Francisco. So what I'm saying is Porzingis, I don't think wanted to test the court. He didn't want to be in Atlanta, and you can tell that he didn't want to be in Atlanta. So that's the type of thing that I'm talking about. Stop bringing in guys that don't want to be here. If they don't want to bring them, don't bring them. You know what I'm saying? I think CJ is cool with being in Atlanta. I know that old boy is good with being in Atlanta because he wasn't doing nothing but sitting on the bench, taking up space because his knucklehead coach over there didn't want to play him. You know what I'm saying? So I like what I'm seeing as far as the squad. I mean, the energy is different. You know what I'm saying? We do still need, I say, a real big man down low that can take some of the pressure off our guys that's on the front, on the back court. So if we get that, I think we'll be all right. And like you said, Banks, I'm still not a real big fan of Snyder, but hey, we'll see what happens. We got probably like 30 some games left in the season, so we'll see what happens, and hopefully we can get past that number 8 spot and be a actual playoff team and not a play-in team.
Damn, we still got 30 games left. Wow, man. That's long NBA grind, boy. I tell you the truth.
Just about.
That long NBA grind, man. Obviously, yes. Looking forward to it, man. So I'm gonna be tuned in, locked in tonight, man, to see what these Hawks do and see if they can continue this winning streak, man. Speaking of Hawks, fellas, obviously, man, if you've been around, man, for the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, man, we got to talk about some off the court stuff that's going on with the Hawks, man. The Hawks had a promotion that was going down here March 16th against Orlando Magic. They dubbed it Magic City Night, man. It was going down over at State Farm Arena. They had a promotion going on where they were going to be promoting one of the adult entertainment establishments here in the city. They had some merch that they were branding, and they also were going to have some of the famous Magic City wings being sold at the restaurants. Also, one of the famous DJs from Magic City was going to be performing there, and T.I. actually is going to be performing at halftime. It caused quite a ruckus, quite a stir, to the point where on yesterday they decided, the NBA, not the Hawks, the NBA decided to pull the plug on this promotion for a number of reasons. I'll give my opinion on it in a minute as I pass this over to Derrico. Derrico, man, there's been a lot of talks amongst a lot of people here in the city about this promotion, negative and positive. But I guess the negative outweighed the positive, and the Hawks had to pull the plug on this promotion. Your thoughts on the Hawks pulling this promotion, brother?
You said it right the first time. The NBA pulled it, not the Hawks. And you came back and said the Hawks did it, but no, it wasn't the Hawks. It was people like, I'm going to try to use some acronyms or some initials because I don't want to say the things that are in my head. So that PAN Luke Kennard from San Antonio and that FB Al Horford from Golden State, the one that said he was retiring 2 years ago, and still playing. I don't know why, but it is. The first thing I'm gonna say is both of y'all need to mind your business because I know this ain't y'all business what's happening over here in the city of Atlanta. That's number one. Number two, I'm sure y'all don't have the same vitriol about other stuff that's going on, not only in the NBA, but in the country. If y'all wanted to use so much energy, y'all should have used that energy on how to upgrade the WNBA if y'all so concerned about what the women are being portrayed as. So you should have used that energy to make sure that the women over there in the WNBA were getting paid appropriate salaries. Not only that, how about the cheerleaders that are in the NBA? I didn't hear nobody talking about that. I've seen most ass shaking from the Hawks cheerleaders than it was going to be from Magic City Night because there was no going to be no ass shaking from the Magic City people because they wasn't going to be there. That's number two. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Magic was gonna be there, but you know,
Magic was going to be there. I mean, he's not going to shake no ass because that's not what he do. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to just pinpoint all the what I call the fake outrage that was out there on the internet about this situation. Some people that just didn't know what was going on. This is, what most people do. They follow what's going on with the crowd. No, there was not going to be no women. There was not going to be no polls out there. The only thing that was really going to be happening is an interview with Magic pregame. He wasn't even going to be on the screen because it was going to be pregame. You was going to have a hoodie and some wings. That's it. That's it. So
man,
not going to go off too bad, but what I will say in closing on this segment is I agree wholeheartedly with Killer Mike. And, I have my thing about Killer Mike, but I will agree with Killer Mike on this. Al Horford, Luke Kennard, we don't F with neither one of y'all.
Listen, man, Magic City has been an institution in this city for a long, long time, man. It really has, man. It's just ingrained in the culture of the city and who we are. A lot of people, they don't want to look at that side of the city or that, lifestyle of the city. But let's be real, fellas, man. Without Magic City, we wouldn't know the music scene like we know today here in Atlanta, man. We don't know how many albums, how many records were broke over in Magic City, man. Shout out DJ Esco. That's who's going to be actually DJing over at State Farm on Monday night. Everything's still going to kind of stay intact other than they just taking the promotion off of it because it's going to be a basketball game, obviously, right? Just taking the name off of it. T.I. will still perform at halftime. I think they'll still have the wings or whatever. But like I said, Magic City is ingrained and it's a staple in this city. And I think they just wanted to the Hawks have been great about promoting Atlanta culture, right? And I don't think there was anything lewd, anything grotesque, anything that was going to be offensive that was going to happen at this basketball game. I don't think that's what the Hawks' intentions were. Banks, I'm going to give it over to you. There's been a lot of back and forth.
Hold on. Let me interject one more thing before I lose my train of thought. It's another shot at the city of Atlanta from the national folks. Also, from what I've gathered, it's another shot from Adam Silver at the city of Atlanta. So I don't know. I do know, but I don't like it. So what I'm saying to y'all that's in the national media that don't live in the 404, the 678, the 770, in that new area code that I don't know yet because it don't matter. Stay out of Atlanta business. Y'all hate us because we are who we are. Atlanta influences everything, and all you did was made free publicity for Magic City anyway. Nah.
Magic City didn't need no publicity. They really didn't. But I digress, man. Banks, this was a night to celebrate Atlanta culture. It turned into some type of morality war. Your thoughts on the NBA? Let me get that right. The NBA actually canceling the Magic City promotion with the Hawks.
I think it's weak. It came across whoever's names to be in the NBA about this promotion night. It came across their desk weeks ago, and it was okayed. Okay, they okayed this. They know what Magic City is. Okay, they know what it is. They okayed this. Luke Kennard and Al Horford or whoever out there having a big, getting their panties in a bunch, you have this same energy when your own teammates go down there when they come to Atlanta to play the Hawks. Because I know they go. Okay, you'll be a fool to think that they don't go. Listen, half the NBA probably been up in there once or twice in their lifetime. I'm gonna say probably more than half, way more than half. Listen, they're making a lot out of nothing. After one person said something, it grew like wildfire. At this point, like you guys said, it wasn't like they were gonna put a poll out there and have a shake off on halftime. This was gonna be a clean, just a salute to Atlanta. What I'm saying, this was more than just a strip club. Okay, I think a lot of people who don't live here don't know that. They see Magic City as just this place that women just go out there and get naked. No, you got people go up in Magic City on GP just to eat the wings. I mean, I've heard people say, "I just want the wings. That's what I'm here for."
That's why I go. I go there all the time for the
So
wings,
I
man.
mean,
I mean, all the
so
time
I,
for
I
that.
I look at it like people sit there and criticize the whole promotion like it's just so taboo, and like I said, the NBA knew this. They knew what it was. They okayed it. They got pushed in the corner, and they felt like what, it's better us than Atlanta. So we're just going to tell you to scrap it. So that's fine. We'll do that. But guess what? I mean, Leo, Magic City didn't need no pub. Okay, it was already what it is. I feel like people come to Atlanta and the first thing they do is go down there across from Greyhound, check it out. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not. It's neither here nor there. It's not sweat off my back. It's disappointing, but we'll move on. Atlanta gonna steal Atlanta. You best believe that.
And let's be real, man. Make no mistakes about it. No qualms. I mean, I've had conversations with family and friends about the different aspects and the different sides of the argument about the promotion, man. But at the end of the day, you know, Magic City is just like I said. I want to reiterate that Magic City is just a, is a thread in this city, just like all these other business establishments. As a matter of fact, Magic City has stood the test of time for years, man. When a lot of other establishments have failed in this city, they have taken a model and they have been around for nearly 40 years here in this city, man, which is absolutely crazy. And you know, a lot of the arguments, like you said, Banks, and like you said, Derek Cole, are not even valid in the fact of what the Hawks were trying to accomplish and do. And a lot of people, I think that, they just want to find something that they can be offended by and they can rally for a cause and say, because there are a lot of things, like you said, Derek Cole, right now that we should be offended by and we should be, up in rage about and want to get canceled. But that, to decide, on a minute promotion that was, in my opinion, harmless. Yeah, they're bigger fish to fry than to do that. And Banks, to your point, yes, man, the NBA has some issues where they have some communication issues, obviously within their front office, and not being very transparent because they tried to go back and double back and say, well, oh, we didn't know that this stuff was going on, and then the Hawks said, well, yeah, you did because you had to approve the hoodie and you had to approve some of the other things. So NBA, I don't know, man. They need to get this together and they need to be a little more transparent with what they do and how they do this. But I'm gonna say this much, and we're gonna move on here because I know Banks wants to get into some other stuff, man. Um, let's put a winning product on the court so we won't have to talk about these promotions, Hawks. Come on now. I think we can all agree,
That
man. We
part.
need to win, man. And
That
let's
part.
get to the playoffs, get to the Eastern Conference Finals, man. And then everybody won't be sitting up here talking about these crazy promotions y'all thinking up to get asses and seats. But I
But
digress, man.
Leo, that they still, regardless if they winning or not, they have promotions. We do that. The Hawks do that. The Braves do that. The Dream do that. The Braves do that. I mean, all the teams have some type of promotion. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole thing about selective um, outrage about certain things. You know what I'm saying? And then I see the Atlanta Hawks come out today putting Yoda out there as a promotion for the next game that's coming up. So
I'm
you
okay.
know, so you know the pettiness of Atlanta folk went in there, and they ain't gonna call them names. It might be one of your co-hosts that went out there and said some stuff petty because we just want to make sure that y'all understand that hey, if you gonna start something, we gonna help you finish it because we gonna make sure all of it get canceled. And I can guarantee you, NBA, that there's a bigger, greater chance for somebody becoming an alcoholic or addicted to gambling than somebody out there shaking their ass on a pole.
Man, listen, you said a lot. That's a macro conversation to be had about the NBA in general and their indiscretions. But and also some of the players and some of the things, and like you said, Bank, some of the behaviors of them that needs to be discussed and talked about. Because if we want to talk about it, we need to talk about it all. But that's a topic of conversation for another day. Banks, I know you wanted to get into a little NFL free agent tampering talk, man, because that's been another hot conversation that's been had. I think starting on yesterday, man, the NFL tampering season officially begun. I don't know when the NFL actual uh, year starts, but I know yesterday was tampering, and people could start to stake their claim on the free agency market. And of course, obviously, we were very interested to see what this new regime here in Atlanta would do with Ian Cunningham, Kevin Stefanski, and Matt Ryan now at the helm. And they came out the gate swinging. I don't know if everybody was excited or not with the signings that were made on free agency. Let's be real before Banks, you get into it, man. Free agency is not over, by the way. Just some big name signings went through. I don't even think they can actually sign. It's just that they can do that verbal commitment thing, I guess, until when the actual league season starts. Then they'll start processing the paperwork for that, man. Banks. So let's talk about these Atlanta Falcons and what they were able to do on yesterday.
Well, um, I went into yesterday not expecting a whole lot. With the limited resources we had, draft picks and our cap numbers kind of in the midsection. I wasn't really expecting anything to be done yesterday, to be honest with you. I was kind of like, it's just a regular day. We'll probably get into that right the second and third or fourth day. Falcons hit the ground running, man. They went out there and started signing people, coming in. Every time I looked up, it was a new name. Falcons linked to this person, and all of a sudden we signed them. Very quick, very efficient. I was like, wow, this front office ain't playing no games. Bringing a lot of old faces back and bringing in a person that a lot of people are up in arms about. And I'm trying to figure out why is the crashing out over this one particular individual. I mean, I for one thought, the Falcons were going in one direction with one quarterback, and all of a sudden we feel like this guy we just brought in is going to take over and be this. I'm like, when did this happen? I thought he was just a safety net. We got him from dirt cheap, league minimum. And now it's like, oh, this is the worst thing the Falcons could have done. I'm like, what was I under a rock? What's going on here? When did we? When did? Let me just say this. When did there was going to be a day when we said this new quarterback coming in was going to be playing for the whole 2026 season? Because I missed that memo. I thought this was always going to be a bridge situation to bring along Michael Penix so he can, get his feet back under him so he can learn the new offense and, get back to being who he's supposed to be with the Atlanta Falcons. No, I see people saying, why do we bring him in? He's, another hit away
Well,
from
well,
being
well
out the
Banks, let,
NFL.
let everybody know who you're talking about
Okay, I'm talking about
specifically.
Mr. Two or Mr. How many fingers I'm holding, that guy. But I'm that's I'm not trying to bag on him on his injury history. I can really care less. But my thing is, whoever this individual was going to be, if it was Joe Flacco, if it was Kyler Murray, whoever it was going to be, was never going to be a long term solution. So why everyone so upset about one guy coming in, even if he had to play 1 or 5 games? Who cares? I mean, he's not your quarterback. He's just someone to help you along to get to Michael Penix. That's all I have to say about that. I just felt like it was kind of funny. Everybody was just going up in arms on the radio, and it's like, whoa, my God, what are the Falcons are doing? This is the same old Falcons thing. I'm like, what are we talking about here? Where are we talking about here? I got
Yeah.
my theories about why everyone's doing this little crashing down and everything, but I'll talk about that in another episode. But Leo, I want to talk to you about the rest of the pickups that we brought in. A lot of old faces like Austin Hooper. Very excited to see that kid again. Alameda Zacchaeus, welcome back, sir, from Chicagoland. Um, Johan Dotson. Um, don't know a lot about him. I've heard people say he's pretty solid. I gotta go back and look at some of his video. I have no idea who he is. Two new kickers we have. I know
Nick Folk
Nick Falk and the other
and
guy,
Bailey from Miami,
Bailey.
if I'm not
That's his name, the
mistaken. Yeah.
punter. We did
Yeah.
that in one day, guys. We picked up another guy. I think he was a
Linebacker.
Cameron Thomas. I think that's his name.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
a defensive end, and there was a linebacker I think signed as well.
from Houston,
Banks,
Texas.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris Harris.
It's a lot, man. Christian Harrison, man. It's a lot, man, to digest. First and foremost, man, I'm gonna let Derrico have a little glory on that tour situation. I'll talk about some of the other picks that we picked up. But wide receiver room was scarce. Obviously, we knew that, man. So we needed to get some depth there. We weren't gonna be able to fill all of those positions in the draft. So we had to go out and get free agent wide receivers. I think low risk, high reward wide receivers, like you said, Dyson. Apparently, he's a bigger receiver. From what I understand and heard, that he has some speed. Very familiar with Alameda Zacchaeus. Obviously, he was here. Solid, a little longer in the tooth, obviously, but he can give you some decent numbers. We just needed some solid targets, man, because we got to get that room filled up again, man. We lost pretty much everybody out of there. I think we had David Seals and Drake London like the only two people left over there in that wide receiver room. So we definitely get some.
Somebody? Did we really lose anybody?
Not really. Not really. But yeah, man. So
yeah. So Leo, I say this: we instantly upgraded our wide receiver room with just 2 moves, and that's on day 1 of free agency. You know what I'm saying? I asked some people about Dotson, and like you were saying, the first thing that they did say that he does have speed, can stretch the field. He's in the same vicinity as Mooney, but a little taller, a little bigger. You know what I'm saying? Just didn't get many opportunities as he probably could have. You know what I'm saying? I always like OZ, my bad. I switched it up. I always like OZ. I hate it when we let him go the first time. So I'm glad he's back. You know what I'm saying? I'm still kind of soft on Hoop. Y'all, I think Banks kind of like him. I'm kind of like, you know what I'm saying, mad to me. But overall, I think that we actually upgraded our wide receiver room on day 1. Now, getting back to our backup quarterback situation, and I want to make sure that everybody understand when I say the word backup, that's exactly why he's here, to back up, fill a gap, because we know that Tua probably will not be the long-term solution at the Atlanta Falcons. He just won't be. I don't care what he does. You just can't say that you're going to hit your wagon to Tua. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Tua. Yeah, I'm just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was going to happen when I saw the rumors earlier. So I braced myself for the impact when they signed him and when I didn't got him. I mean, he's a lefty, southpaw, just like Penix. So that helps the receivers while he's out there actually in camp, training camp, OTAs, whatever. That will keep them consistent as far as how the ball is coming out of his hand. Be the same situation when Michael Penix get there. And I do like the competition. You know what I'm saying? People are, harping on it now, saying they want to see competition. I think that should have been a long time ago. We had more competition at the quarterback position. So I'm glad that's happening. So we'll see. But as far as him being a long-term solution, you got the dude for $1.5 million.
I mean, listen.
After you just paid another backup, supposedly, almost $200 million. So chill, people. It's not a long-term solution. You ought to be happy that we're able to get him, because Miami still got to pay that dude north of
money.
$60 million.
A lot of money, man. Listen, let's try something different this time. We did the exact opposite of what we did with the previous regime, paying a backup a lot, or we don't know what that whole experiment was. It's over now. But Derek Cole, I feel you. Your sentiments exactly, man. This is one of those low risk, high reward type of situations. I mean, yes, we do know that there's some injury history there with Tua, obviously, but we can't shake the fact that he was a very uh, good decent quarterback. I don't want to go so far as to say good, but he's a decent quarterback. Serviceable. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Serviceable quarterback, man. Obviously, our situation right now, we need somebody there because we didn't have anybody else in the quarterback room. We don't know, the status of Penix. Obviously, though, he's saying that he'll be ready and he'll be hopefully there for camp. But we don't know. I mean, it's too many unknowns. But Tua gives you somebody that's proven this. And I heard a lot of people, and I don't know how really to take this.
Hey, just tell them to go back and look at the tape last year when they played.
Oh yeah, we only had one eye.
Yes.
We're not going to bring that up. We're going to keep moving because that was embarrassing.
But I mean, hey, it is what it is.
He's in a controlled environment. You know what I'm saying? So that helps. You know what I'm saying? He's familiar with the Benz from his days with that other team across the state lines. You know what I'm saying? So I'm warming up on some of the positives and less of the negatives.
And let me just say this much too, Derek Cole, man, before I lose my train of thought, man. This is not too many people talking about a Mariota 2.0, man. Listen, I know they're like Pacific Islanders guys, but listen, I think the upside on Tua is way, way better than Marcus Mariota and what we saw out of him when he was here, man. Tua is actually, in my opinion, a complete quarterback. I think he could do a lot of things. He has a lot of arm strength. And one of the things you said was, Derek Cole, that made a lot of sense was him being left-hander. You already have Penix, so there's no back and forth. So if you got 1 and 2, both of them are left-handed, you should see the same, what we call spin on the ball. You should see everything exactly the same from Tua to Penix. It's not really, these guys are professionals, so they need to be able to catch it from, whoever. Somebody throw it from their foot, they need to be able to catch it, but I digress. So I'm good with Tua being here as a low risk, high reward. And to be completely honest with you, and Banks, I'm gonna get your take on this. I don't know where we are. I mean, yeah, Penix is still here on this roster. I think they feel highly of Penix, but I really do think, like you said, Derek Cole, this is going to be a competition. I think this is going to be good because you need competition that stimulates growth in everybody. So, Banks, I don't know how you feel or where you feel on this, man. It looks like week 1 and 2 might be the starting guy. And if he comes out swinging, man, I mean, that's the high hand you got to roll with. Feel real comfortable with him starting week 1 if that's the case.
Absolutely. This is a competition. I feel like a lot of people are on their soapbox and, tearing off their fanhood because they didn't get the player that they wanted. It's always whoever quarterback we brought in. It will always been someone upset. Okay, it's no win. You could have brought in Flacco. Somebody would have had something to say about that. You could have brought in. I mean, anybody. Insert name here. It would have been somebody with an object. It's not going to work. We didn't bring your guy in. Now you feeling some type of way. Listen, Mariota, oh God, my God, I said Mariota, Jesus Christ. Tua Tagovailoa, if he comes in and do what he's supposed to do, he's you got to ride with him. You can't sit there and have this outrage about an individual, just because your man didn't get the job. Okay, he's going to if Tua does what he's supposed to do, he's going to be the man temporarily. If he doesn't, guess what? We're going to be sitting here waiting on Penix to get back, and if he's still not ready, we're going to be looking for a quarterback in 2027. That's just plain and simple, fellas. That's just it.
And for all you people, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say people. For all you fans out there that's thinking that this season a complete wash, man, listen, Derek Cole, you can back me up on this. Banks, you can back me up on this. No Super Bowl has ever been won in free agency, man. You still have to lace up the cleats and go out there and play a game. I don't know why people get into their heads that we've already lost the season early this early on. We still have to lace up the cleats and go out there and play on the field. I don't, I've seen so much.
I'll say one season. I'll say one season.
You still got to lace
the first season of free agency. The first season of free agency when Preacher Man from Philadelphia crossed the line and went over there in Green Bay. That's when I'll say for sure. That's one instance that I'll say changed and that team went to the Super Bowl.
Listen, hey, since we're talking about free agency, man, one of the biggest things too, man, I guess it's going to be a big emphasis on special teams. I like that. Fellas, I want to go away from the Falcons for a minute before we close this thing out. And I want to get you guys' take on it because I feel like it was very, very funny. I know where I stand on this. I'm curious to see where you guys stand on it, but I'm pretty sure you guys are going to stand solid with me on this. Cameron Jordan looks like he's a free agent. It looks like he's going to command quite a bit of money. 36 years old. This guy is a 3-time All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, potential Hall of Famer. Play for that team down there in the boot. He has talked all kind of cash, money, trash about this city and about this team. And for some strange, odd reason today, I saw something come across my feed that said interested teams, Falcons, Bears. I don't even know where we came up in this conversation. I don't think that would ever be something that would be done here. Banks, I'm gonna give it over to you here first here, man. Do you ever think, don't get me wrong. We've had players cross over from the black and gold over to the red and black. We've seen the Joe Horns. We've seen I want to say Craig Ironhead Hayward back in the day, Morton Anderson. We've seen them, we've seen it happen. But do you think David Amuyata as a recent, do you think that this is going to happen with the Falcons actually pursuing a 36-year-old Cam Jordan?
No, Derek, you up.
Hey, simple as bank. No. You know what? I'm gonna add one extra word to it. Hell no.
Him and Matt Ryan have some type of bromance going on, man. I don't know, man. Maybe Matt Ryan was like, "Hey, man."
They were cool. Listen here, they that's that football brotherhood. Listen here,
right?
The moment you clown my city, saying playful or not, yeah, you're not. That old guy who we used to have, Curtis Lofton. That little sly comment he said going out the door, dude, you're dead to me, brother. You are dead to me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on this, bank. There's certain players. Like you would never hear Roddy White say, you know what? If I'd have played another year, I'd have went over there and played for them. That'd have never happened. He'd have said,
I'll go ahead and sit down. I'll just sit down.
I'll go to the NFL front office and tell them I'm putting in my paperwork expeditiously and in person. I ain't got to fax nothing. I want y'all to know I'm serious about this thing. So no.
One more notable name in free agency here. Obviously coming off injury, and he reposted Tua being signed with the Falcons, and that's Tyreek Hill. Derek, I'm gonna give it over to you. Very intriguing, very interesting. I know he's coming off injury, but who knows, man? Do you feel like that would be somebody that the Falcons will actually kick the tires on?
The only way you kick the tires on Tyreek Hill, if you sign him to a contract like you signed to the league minimum. Otherwise, no.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and kill this dream.
He got a lot of miles to feed.
I'm gonna go ahead and kill this dream right now. They already say he wants to play for a contender. So teams like Kansas City that's ready to win now. He's ready to go back home, or he's ready to have a team that's already got one foot across that contender line. So yeah, I don't see that happening. If he really wants to play in Atlanta, that's going to be on him. But I don't see it. The Falcons doing it. Don't you got to trade for him? Okay. Well, he's going to demand. If not, he's an unrestricted free agent, correct? Yeah. Okay. So, well, he's going to demand a lot of money. So, my thing is, if he wants to go a contender, somebody going to pony up. Guess what team that needs a receiver right now? That's Buffalo Bills. Have they reached out to him? If not,
Buffalo, if I'm not mistaken,
they the most needy wide receivers there is.
They just traded for, I think, DJ Moore at Chicago there, but they see
there you go.
They could get up there, man.
They didn't even want him.
Speaking of Buffalo Banks, one of your favorite players of all time, D. Alford, signed a big deal up there in Buffalo, man. I think Buffalo lost one of their corners. And, as much as we talked about D. Alford, man, for some of the bonehead plays that he made, man, he kind of down the stretch, low key, kind of held it down a little bit. Now, what they gave him up there in Buffalo was absolutely crazy. It's kind of the same contract that that the Falcons, I guess, gave Mike Hughes, that they thought he was going to sign opposite AJ Terrell a couple of years ago. But now D. Alford, your favorite Falcon of all time, up there in Buffalo, man. How you feeling about that?
Listen, well deserved, bro. I'm not going to even hold him, bro. Listen, you did your thing here. I'm not, he have some moments, and I think we all as fans been pulling our hair out like, what the hell are you doing, dude? I mean, but for the most part, he's done everything he was asked for him to do. Okay, I have nothing negative to say about the man. Hope he goes to Buffalo, makes a name for himself. Get on up there and win. I can't say, what I'm saying, a lot of people's like, oh, remember that one game he did this? Yeah, okay, but for the most part, he did pretty well.
Yeah. Derrico, man, your final thoughts, man, on this free agency thing, man. Obviously, we'll talk more here coming up a little bit about it, man. Any final thoughts to add?
I'm just gonna piggyback on what Banks was saying about D. Offer. I'm happy for that brother. I mean, he did more good for me than he did bad. So I'm glad he got his bag. You know what I'm saying? So go up there in Buffalo and do your thing. As far as the free agency as a whole, I think we in a solid position where we didn't overpay anybody that I'm aware of. I know some people got a little problem with the $15 million that we played Dotson, but hey, that's 2 years. I mean, it is what it is. And I would be remiss to say if I don't give a shout out to number 25. I hate that we lost him, but I knew it was going to happen. So shout out to Tyler Algier. Appreciate your service to the Atlanta Falcons. You go and do your thing over there in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the Falcons are concerned, I'm glad we didn't overpay. I don't think Caden Ellis has gotten signed yet. So that's a good sign to me that there's still a chance that we can bring him back. So otherwise, other than that, hey, man, I just want to see what we're going to do in the draft because, hey, we only got so many draft picks.
Absolutely, man. We'll come back with some more free agent talk here in the upcoming episodes, man, because a lot going on here. And in several weeks, obviously, we have a new jersey to reveal, and we'll have the draft as well. Fellas, we're at the mark, man. Banks, listen, man, let everybody know where they can find you, my brother.
And find me at Antoine Jarrell Banks on Facebook or Baby Banks 80 or the gram.
There it goes.
Hey, man, you can just find me on Facebook right now. I did say I was still on IG, so I'm still on IG at Derrico_Virgo. That's the same handle for Threads. And let me tell y'all something. If you ain't on Threads, if you're on IG, go ahead and join Threads because I was hesitant. Threads will give you some for your money's worth if you don't like Twitter.
Man, yeah, I guess. Yeah, and he done find him a new place to go over there and troll. Listen, man, you can catch us on all our social media outlets, man. That's ATL3 Style. That's on Facebook. That's on Instagram. That's on Threads. That's on everything, man. Check us out, ATL3 Style. You can also check me out. I'm still over there on Twitter at Southern Set. That's with 2 T's. Doing my Bruiser the Butcher thing over there, man. Just looking at the threads, literal threads on Instagram and over there on Twitter. What's up there, though?
Breaking news. I'm just looking at it. The Saints are signing Caden Ellis back.
Oh, wow.
At the Saints. So he's going back home.
That's
3 year 33.
Well, hey, Ian Cunningham said that there was a lot of linebackers out there, man. So now he's gonna have to do his thing, man. So we'll see how this all plays out, man. Shout out to Caden, man. Hey, man, listen, salute to you as well, brother. You did your thing here, man. I'm not gonna be happy to see. We're gonna see what they do, man. Put Ian Cunningham's money where his mouth is. He said that this was a rich linebacker free agent draft situation. So hey, we got some replacing to do now at that position. So That's what's up, man. We'll look at it. Also, fellas, before we leave here, man, I'd be remiss if I didn't do this, man. This past week was our brother Tony's birthday, man. If you didn't know, man, Tony was one of our capos with Atlanta United, man. Macaroni Tony, as we affectionately know him with Footy Mob, tragically passed away. But that'll forever be our brother, man. One of our fans on this show as well, man. So we want to say happy birthday to our brother. Happy heavenly birthday, Tony, man. We miss you, man. I really do miss your support, man. I miss you at every tailgate. I miss you at every Atlanta United game, man. So definitely want to shout him out before we close this show out. Our boy Tony, man, is very much so missed. But we'll be back hopefully next week, man, to talk a little bit about more of this of the Atlanta Hawks, some more Falcons free agency. Hopefully Atlanta United can get a win, and also let's talk a little bit about baseball as well. The spring training will be wrapping up here in just a moment, fellas, and we'll be getting into opening day here pretty soon. This is another edition of the ATL 3 Style Podcast, man. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.